Everybody, welcome to Bass and Bonsai. I'm trying to make a quick video. YouTube keeps shutting me down on my live streams. I've done it with fishing unboxings for years, and now if I just touch something, I guess it's a firearm part, that's considered a firearm. I don't know what's going on, but anyway, Leo Precision. They're basically the same kits from some of the other ones that you're popping up seeing on eBay, but through Harrington Arms, I ordered. I believe this one was on clearance with a blim or something, but a compensator for one of the builds we got going on. So I'm going to try my best to get it out there to show you guys. If not, you'll just see it pop up on one of these slides at some point in time. So we got a wrench, a couple set screws. Does not feel as heavy as it looks. It looks like this big chunk, but it's aluminum and not steel. So I will be able to tell, I guess, I can't remember if this was Gen 1 through 3 or 4, not 5, but it looks like it'd go right on a Gen 5. I don't have my shadow systems apart far enough so we could tell, but it looks to me, just going by this one, I can pick these up. They would definitely go right on. That's a Glock, I believe that's the Gen 5. Looks like it'd match right up to that, no problem. This is the, I don't know if they're all the same cut, but the Leo Precision, if I wanted to put on there, yeah, see, that's going to be off. Like, that wouldn't match up. So I'm hoping this, and I'm not afraid to, because I don't plan on leaving it black, I'm not afraid if I need to go in here. I'm not going to affect the threads or the ports, what it does, but the cosmetic looks of it, to get it to match up better to the one I have coming if I have to do a little cuts. I mean, that wouldn't look horrible. That's SIG close, what I call a lot of these different SIG builds. You'll see what the comp definitely doesn't match the barrel kind of thing. So it comes close, but not really. And then there's no way it would fit on our Zafuri one. This one's got like a huge front, almost like that. It kind of reminds me of the Echelon, if you guys like the looks, how the Echelon almost looks like it gets bigger right at the end and then kind of flat. That's what this Zafuri build, or slide, looks like. So I can't remember if it's I want to say it's a Leo Precision, not that exact one, and I almost bought the exact one for Glock 26. This intended is to go on a Glock 26, and then I can cut that down, not this down, but the dagger lower. So hang on one second while I'm in the middle of doing this. Hang on. Whoa, look out one second. Back up. So the plan is to get a Glock 26 slide. And for those of you that don't know, I guess I'll just throw this out there now, that if you're like, oh, well, because of the slide, it's bigger. So that the fact that you can't put the Gen 5 on a Gen 3, which I don't know how far the Glocks go. Hang on a second. You can do it. I don't know what's going on here. But so, it doesn't, this is bigger, right? Oh, I didn't match it up. And that's why it won't go. But if you look at these and how these daggers are made, it's only for a little bit. See, it's just that outside edge. So, now it takes, to make it look right, I mean, to just get it to work, you just gouge that out to where that doesn't rub and go in when you slide it together. But you just have to, take your time with the Dremel. And the best way to do is just slowly work down until you can work that slide down in to go, or in this case, hopefully on whichever one I decide with, to where that would go in. Because hopefully what I end up with is, let me see if I can get I'm going to try to cheat this. No, I can't cheat it without cutting it first, but so I'll figure out when I get, this isn't the one, I don't think. I think I want to put the full size. I got a full size, this is a compact dagger. So I got 3 full size ones coming. But the plan is, so when I get there to the point where the 26, I want to say it's a little bit shorter by, I don't know, it's not a lot shorter, but it's a little bit shorter. So then when I get this matched up, with it, okay? Just enough of that comp will will clear. It'll just have a cool look rather than just a whole comp sticking off. It'll tuck up just a little. I know it's a long way to go just for that extra little look, but that's the whole plan with the Glock 26 slide I've got coming, and a barrel, a P80 spiral fluted gold barrel. This, as long as I can get it to work right, and I could always just order if I think I need a different one and use this for something else. It's actually about the same. I'm going to check the dimensions. Oh, I see why this is actually narrowed up. So I just want to pop this off for a minute so we can see a little better just how. I don't want to take time. I got it all like timed on there and tightened up. That's one thing about a comp. Like once you put it on, it's kind of on for life for me. I probably won't take it off. I'll just clean around it when I clean the gun. So you can see that it's definitely a wider. So like this wouldn't work on any of the Glock. Honestly, this one, it almost looks like this may work better on the slimmer, 43, 43X, 48, that comp would almost have a chance of working better just because it's so much. Hopefully you guys can make out how much narrower it is. So this honestly could almost go on. Let me try to do it upside down. So yeah, well, it's hard to make out. I need to have that barrel off to do it, but I'm not going to mess with it. But yeah, so they are a little different. They're almost exactly the same length. This porthole is definitely a little bigger, and then you have these sides. So this one's definitely going to let more. It's not going to necessarily have more of a comp effect, but as far as just a break in general, it should be a more softer feeling and maybe require a lighter one of these than what that one. That one just, I put that on and it didn't give it any hiccups. It just got, it felt softer and less muzzle rise when I stuck that one on. So I'm very curious and anxious, excited to get this one on something. Even if I just put it on, stick it on whether that one or this one. And as I get out of here, I'm not going to talk too much about the kits we just got in, but if you are thinking about getting one of these and you have anything with the threaded barrel, as long as it's 1/2 by 28, any of these will fit on that barrel, 1/2 by 28. Now, you may totally miss the timing and all that if you see the ones that are on there, like where this part's flush, where it screws on. It necessarily doesn't have to be for that specific brand. Like this thing doesn't know if it's going on a Glock or, for that matter, the Echelon, which I don't have a threaded barrel for it, and I think it's too big. Yeah, it's too big at the front. But like if I wanted to, I could actually cut those tops off or trim them or get it, and I could actually get it close. The trick to adding a comp on, a threaded comp, is you don't want it to be like where this one is pretty much, it almost, like it's almost touching. This is almost, some people would tell you that that's too close. Because what can happen is every time you shoot and when this comes back in, that's kind of, if you're getting force from the slide onto this before this goes back into, battery, you can in a sense slowly be hammering the comp right off the end, which could cause some issues down the road. So I don't know. I tried that. Like and the thing is though, once you have threads, like you either got to go one complete thread off or leave it there, and one complete turn back, it just looked like too much of a gap. So I think they actually have these designed just right where I think there's just enough slop there that when this comes in and that goes in the battery and you're not getting a pounding putting on that. But no, only time will tell. I think it's got only a couple hundred rounds through it since I put that on. So you kind of have to watch out for that. And what's probably going to strip is going to be the internal threads in here, because you aluminum threads versus steel threads, this is going to strip out, and then you're going to be out that money that you spent on your comp. And it shouldn't. I don't know for sure. I've never really seen one blow off the gun. I would say at some point it'll come loose and you would realize that you've messed it up before you actually shoot it off by it like getting out enough to where it turns enough to where the actual bullet is going to hit it and knock it off. But who knows? And it would be blowing downrange anyway, so I don't think it would be a true safety hazard other than you're going to destroy it. But anyway, I'm going to try to get out of here, try to get this video put up. If you're seeing it, it made it to YouTube. If not, I don't know, game over, right? And last thing, let me talk about this trigger real quick. So I guess since we're not doing I've done a few things. You can't really tell that I've changed anything around on these two, but I've did a little Johnny Glock sort of trick. I marked it to where I wanted this trigger to stop on the, return like all the way. So I marked it, and then I drilled it, and then I stuck a piece in there and glued it in. I didn't have set screws to do it like that. So what was happening, and as you guys can see if you don't know about the safety, as long as that thing's up on the what they call the shelf, it's completely safe. Like if I were to have tried to get it way back there, it's like technically they say that could be safe, but that's too risky for me. And all I was trying to do is this trigger, I'm going to try to pull it. If you really look, there's like this weird gap that before I put that in, it would reset, and you could just tell. It looked like the trigger, almost didn't like match up. So I put that in, and other than that, this is a stock, all the components out of just a stock dagger. So as you can see, it actually is a very, I don't want to say that's either Tyrant Designs or something, but that's just it was a no name. It came off of eBay for like $40. But you guys comment. You guys probably know more about some of this stuff than I do. But anyway, the daggers all with this one, or the dagger actual complete upper and lower, were kind of had a wobble, and so I've kind of taken that out, and I'm anxious to get this one going because we've got the ports going on it. We'll put it up against the comps and see what's going on. But I really like the way this came out. So as you can see, when it comes out and it stops, and it kind of thins down. And if I'd have left it alone without doing that, it just looked weird. It came out a little further. And it wasn't the fact that it had a lot of pre-travel. It just looked weird setting in there also. So now I still have all the safeties are still there, but I just took out quite a bit of the pre-travel, and I didn't affect anything else. Thanks to Johnny Glock. I'm a Glocksmith, right? Anyway, I got to get out of here. But look forward to this blaster being put up against all the others, and comment which one you think you like best. Or not which one you think, which one you do like best. I myself, hang on, one more thing and then we're out of here. So let me just, as I'm losing parts probably, let me get this guy slapped in there real quick. Now I know I got the threaded barrel, I've got the, will you hold your horses? Cat. I've got the ported barrel in here. This is just to kind of show you guys. So I kind of like, this is my favorite. I wish it just had ports in a way where I could use a ported barrel on it. I mean, I know you could get it cut. It's got the perfect, that right there I could have just cut out. But this thing, I like it. Trigger pretty much is the exact same, but it's got a few different components, but it's almost identical to the other one. But this is the Furry Precision. It's got a little better way that the red dot mounts, and I just like it. It's got a little meaner look, in my opinion, than the... And it does. The color matches the dagger more, but some people like that more, what I call tan, and then very light. But yeah. Anyway, thanks for watching. Get out, go bass and bonsai, whatever you do. Don't do a live stream and pick up a sight or a spring to a Glock. You'll get shut down.